Hey, I'm ElusiveKevTV. Come on to some more coverage from Season 5 of Formula Xbox. And round 5 of the season took place at the Circuit De Catalunya in Spain. And in our Ferrari, we didn't really do that well in China. We did show some signs of improvement with this game, but we still didn't quite get the result as we barely got onto our qualifying lap round here. As this is a circuit that I really do not like in real life or in the game as well. It's mainly that last sector. They really did butcher that a few years back, and that's chicane. He was part of the seventh circle of hell. I swear it's the seventh circle of hell, and this track must be hell then, as the first two sectors are alright. They they have the traditional characteristics of the track of being technical but quite fast, quite challenging. And then you have that last sector where it is just mind-numbingly awful, where it is just, very slow corners, and, it doesn't have the old characteristic of the circuit. MotoGP has that circuit, and I enjoy riding it in MotoGP 14, but I just cannot enjoy this circuit in this game and driving around it. I don't really like driving around this circuit. That might attribute to why I'm quite terrible compared to everyone else around this circuit. I just don't seem to be aggressive enough around this circuit. In China I said I want to be more aggressive after my Bahrain points. I could be aggressive around that circuit. I just can't around this. I seem to just be so much slower compared to everyone else. And if it wasn't for, say, Abu Dhabi on the calendar or Singapore, this track would probably be my worst on the calendar, but it's definitely in the top 5, I will say. But yeah, the setup was fine. We don't really drive well around here, but somehow we're going to try and improve on what we did in China as we qualify last of the guys on the grid. Hickey unfortunately disconnected along with Zinka, and Silent Mole is on pole ahead of Armstrong just about, with Pro Racing in third, K-Surge in fourth, and GFX Massa in fifth, with my teammate just ahead of us in eighth on the grid. And yeah, unfortunately Hickey disconnected before the race, so he's got like the honorary pole for some reason in memoriam by Codemasters, so he is actually not in the race. It's unfortunately just 10 guys, as we don't get a good start compared to everyone else. We're dropping back on our prime tyres. I believe we're one of the few guys on prime tyres around this track, as we're just going to try and look at what everyone's doing into this first corner. Unfortunately, we didn't see well. Our braking point was into the first corner. We're paying too much attention to everyone else, and so we unfortunately just outbroke ourselves. I think we may have clipped the back of Mr. Jokers there, so I do apologise for that. Sometimes I see things while editing these that I don't realise I did in the race, and I think that was one of them, unfortunately. As you go to the end of the lap, and it looks like Massa's dropped back, unfortunately, from his top 5 grid start, and we almost spun it in the 7th circle of hell there. And we come to the end of the first lap and already a couple of seconds behind the rest. You can already tell this first stint is not going to go well at all, as we go on to lap 4 now, and we're almost 7 seconds behind everyone else. Well, we've had a terrible couple of laps, as we're stuck in the 26s, it seems. That is pretty abysmal pace from us. But we're behind the Red Bull Drastic Midget, now going out of this right-hander. The other Red Bull of R2M, of Ryan, has had some issues. I don't know if he just spun or got to know someone too well around that sector, but he's round and we're up to 9th position, and it looks like our championship winner of the past 3 seasons is already into some trouble. Unfortunately, as Pro Racing 69 does the first out of the race with 22.8, and we do a 27 flat. We got some improving to do to get it something rich mix, but our has destroyed his vehicle. Has it destroyed him? It's had enough after that spin, and the safety car comes out, a rare safety car around this circuit. I don't remember many happening, as we can now pit onto the option tyres, but it's a bit early for us. We've got about 10 laps to survive on these tyres. If it was, say, on lap 9, we have about half the race to go, that would have been much better for us. We probably could survive, but now this is touch and go on the tyre of whether these tyres will be good until the end, as we got Mr. Jokers behind us, who also pitted, and my teammate didn't know. He leads the race in the other Ferrari. Good to see a Ferrari leading the race, but very strange strategy from him. Maybe he's got to fire his race engineer, the Ferrari way, of course, from 2010, and so he's on worn options at the head of the field, and he's kind of holding up Pro Racing 69 and Silent Mole up there as we go wide in Kamsa. And Drastic Midget was really struggling in the opening part of this prime stint for him. I don't know what's happened to him, but yeah, we maybe had a run there if we didn't mess up that corner, but Mr. Joker has a run on us, and we just managed to hold him off. A very fast guy, one of the fastest guys in this field. And look at this, Red Bull all over the place. So we take a cheeky look around his outside here, but that's kind of compromised, has left the gap for Mr. Joker to go through, and he's much faster than us, so let's just let him through. Maybe we can do what we do when we're behind James in these races and make our way through the field with him. But as you can see, we almost lost it on the 7th circle of hell once again, and it looks like Mr. Joker is going down the inside of Drastic Midget as my teammate pits. Yeah, very strange strategy from him as he goes onto the prime tyres finally, and going into the first corner, it looks like the Red Bull has dropped back, and so in 8th position here, we're going to get a few points here. We're going to have a good result. Strangely, as whoa, Red Bull's going very wide through the long right-hander, and so we're up to 7th spot here, and we are following Mr. Jokers through the field. Maybe you can get past, I believe it's Casey Legend, Sam, and James in front of him. That's actually a podium spot in the offering there, as the front two have just got away from everyone as we go onto that 12, and we're right behind Casey Legend, almost too far behind there. Almost got to know the Mercedes exhaust there as well. You almost lose it into turn 3 as we just about had enough braking power there just to stick behind him, unfortunately. But we're all over the back of Casey Legend going into the end part of the 12th lap here. Hopefully we can get a good run out of this corner, maybe get some DRS on. Look at that, 3 fighting in front for a podium. Look at this, just 5 cars separated by a few seconds here, and now we get in the DRS. We have got a good run onto this front straight and onto that 13. Can we get into 6th position here and maybe catch up to the front 3 in front of us as we get a move into turn 1, losing the back end, really pushing the limits of adhesion there for the tyres. And unfortunately, Casey just had to watch our slideshow, and so he's behind us, but at the 6th spot, and we can see the battling going on hard in front of us as Sam is dropping back, and it looks like James and Mr. Jokers are making a run for it for 3rd spot as we get this final corner all wrong at the end of that 14, as we should have put it in 2nd gear. So we've got a terrible corner and we've got a terrible run out of it, but whoa, Sam's hit a wrong button there. I believe he wanted to change the fuel mix, and unfortunately engine, and unfortunately he's hit the center button, and so we've got past him. We're into 5th spot, but we've left room for Casey Legend in the first corner. My driver's not happy, but Casey Legend is, he moves back into 5th spot with Sam behind him, and so we're back to 7th spot. We had 5th for like a second there, unfortunately, but now my tyres are starting to wear on that 15. As I said, a couple of laps earlier, that safety car came, and look at that, almost losing it through that uphill left right, and we going through Campstone. We got a poor run through there. Here comes Drastic Midget in his Red Bull, got the DRS on. We had some DRS as well, but look at this, he just outbrakes us. He's got a bit of lag, unfortunately, like in China, but it's nowhere near as bad, luckily. But we're down to 8th spot now. We're looking behind our teammate now, as we've kind of lost grip on battling for top 5, unfortunately, as we're still behind Drastic Midget on lap 16. But Pro Racing 69, he has left the build and he got disconnected, I believe, and just terrible luck for him this season. Hopefully it improves in Monaco as well. We're really losing the tyres on the final lap. They really have gone past the cliff. They've gone into the ocean, as it looks like Silent Mole has won the race, but he had a time penalty. So will he win it from, I believe, Mr. Jokers or James? As you can see, the 3 in front, they're just teasing us with a top 5 as you go through the 7th circle of hell into the final corner, and Mr. Jokers does win the race. As we're in the gravel, can we hold off my teammate going across the line? Fortunately, it's a early finish line here, and so we do hold on to 7th from Sir Lane, but Mr. Jokers wins from Silent Mole with James in 4th, 3rd even, Casey Legend in 4th, Sam in 5th, and Drastic Midget in 6th. So good result for us, even though we don't like this place. But thanks for watching. Hope you're better around Monaco. See you then.